I'm your host, Armstrong Williams. And listen, thank you so much for joining us. And we're so grateful that you continue to watch our broadcast every Saturday. We're here to feedback and thank you. Thomas Moorhead came from somewhere in Louisiana, worked for General Motors, worked hard all his life, but always knew that he wanted to be an entrepreneur. And you've heard of it if you live in this area. If you know anything about BMW of Sterling and Rolls-Royce of Sterling, he is the man. He owns it, baby. Yes. Own it. Yes. And my man, Lance London, you gotta drive and you gotta eat. And let me tell you, Lance London is no stranger to food, to restaurants, and ownership. Yes, he owns Carolina Kitchen. And it's not just for the Carolinas. He just owns it. Let me welcome our distinguished guest to the show today. So let's roll this way. Success, you would say, has to do with sacrifice, and it has to do with hard work. And some would say it has to do with mentorship. But Tom, what is the toughest lesson you had to learn before you could get out of your way to really understand what success and continued success uninterrupted really is?
Well, I guess first of all, let me just say this. Thank you for having me on your show.
You're welcome.
But to answer that question, I guess you have to learn who is really the boss. And the boss in our operation is not Tom Moorhead. It's Mr. and Mrs. Customer. Because without them, we might as well lock our doors. So we get up every day going to work for that boss to do everything that we can to make that boss happy. And it manifests itself from a service perspective, from a sales perspective, but everything that we touch with regard to that customer is most important for us. Making that customer happy and seeing a smile on their face is the real key for me.
Now, Lance, your establishment was lost to a fire.
Yes, sir.
You invested so much.
Yes, sir.
It looked like those were dark clouds coming in, nothing but thunder and lightning, but you saw a rainbow.
Yes, I did, because I truly believed in my concept, first of all. And again, thank you for having me here at the show. It's a great need for the show, and I'm glad I'm here. I felt the need for the concept, and I truly believed in the concept, and I understood that a setback is just a setup for a comeback. So when I woke up one morning and found my restaurant had burned down, I came down, I couldn't believe it, but I knew, just kind of like a war. I might have lost the war, I might have lost the battle, but I was going to win the war. So, I came back, I stuck to it, and a few years later, I opened back up in Largo, Maryland, in the Capitol Center Boulevard, lines around the corner. So I had to believe, and I didn't let it stop me, let me down. Even when the fire happened, the insurance company didn't even want to pay me, but I still believed. I still believed I could come back, and I did.
Tom, you always knew as a boy, and even in conversations with your grandfather, when he wanted you to go and get your teacher's degree and go back home and teach, you said to your father, I want to be an entrepreneur. And your father said, son, your grandfather said, I hate to disappoint you. We don't have that kind of money to help you to become an entrepreneur. And you said, but granddaddy, still, I just want to be an entrepreneur. You knew. And what wisdom did your grandfather share with you that set you on the path to where you are today?
Interestingly enough, he said to me, son, if you truly want to be an entrepreneur, you have to provide a business or a service that people really have to have. They have to have a car to drive. They have to have a place to eat. They need a place to sleep. If you can provide any one of those three things, then you will be successful. But not only that, you need to provide the best opportunity for service that you possibly can provide. And that's really what has been my foundation and my success today.
Talk about General Motors, which gave you the foundation to become the owners of BMW, Sterling, and Rolls-Royce in our local area.
Well, 31 years ago, I got an opportunity at the urging of a fraternity brother of mine who said to me that I should really look at the car business. Well, I was pretty close to completing a PhD at that time at the University of Michigan. And I just said to him that it really didn't fit me. And I talked to him about my perception of car dealers. And I said to him, it seems to me they talk fast, smoking cigarettes. Okay, and I said, that's just not me. So what he said was, I want you to go over and take a look at a couple of dealerships. And I did. And when I went back and told him what I saw, he said, if you come in here and let me teach you this business, I guarantee you in about 5 years you'll be a millionaire. Well, that sparked my interest. Really got me really thinking about it. But I also realized the sacrifice that it was going to take, both on the part of myself, my family, and the things that I really had to do. But I took a step back, went to work for him, put that PhD on hold, and went out and worked and did everything that I could for the next 3 years to earn the opportunity to have a chance at a General Motors franchise. Once I got that franchise, it was all about making it the best service component in the marketplace. And I said to my people at the time, we won't be the cheapest, we won't be the most expensive, but we will have the best service component in all of the area, and we did. And that was really the foundation for our success.
What catapulted you in the food industry?
Well, my dad, he actually got me interested in the food industry. He got involved with a national chain, and it took him 3 years to get to the point where he was going to actually open the actual restaurant itself, and tragically he died. And that kind of motivated me. I went to school to be a dentist, but some years later I met the owners of a national chain, and they took interest to me. And they said, if you're ever interested in getting in business, give me a call. I gave him a call a few years later, and they upped the ante, if you will. So I thought the greatest revenge to them, I must say, is to become successful. And I created my own concept and called it the Carolina Kitchen. When starting this concept, I realized, there's a lot of restaurants out here, but there's none that really specialize on a national level with Southern cuisine. And I wanted to be the first, let's say, African American in this industry to take a concept and spread it not just here in the DC metropolitan area, but around the country.
Why is this the privileged class? Because it has become a privilege for them to have taken the sacrifice, the warrants, the doubt to become who they are today. It's a privilege when you have their story to tell, that to share with you that you can also become that if you're willing to take the heat. We'll be back.
Now is a great time to update your old deck, and Deck Wizard can help. Deck Wizard is a Wheaton door and window company with the affordable solution for restoring your deck. We get rid of the rotted wood, secure loose boards, and fill the holes. Then sand and treat with 2 coats of our color sealant for long-lasting beauty. Call during our summer special on deck refacing and save with 50% off labor. Plus get a second color for the rails at no additional charge. Call 1-877-DECK-WIZ.
Nissan gave a lucky few the ride of their life in the 2015 Nissan Altima.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
Nissan Altima. With blind spot warning and up to 270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Choose Altima with 0% financing for up to 72 months and get up to $1,000 bonus cash. Bonus cash ends June 30th. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Nissan, innovation that excites.
At the University of the District of Columbia, our mission is to serve the intellectual needs of DC residents. With 68 fully accredited undergraduate and graduate degree programs, we are a stepping stone to improving the lives of a diverse student body.
Well, I came to UDC because it's a unique opportunity to study in the nation's capital. I wanted to be a part of that legacy that's from UDC.
Big things are happening at UDC, where lives are changed.
Nissan gave a lucky few the ride of their life in the 2015 Nissan Altima.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
Nissan Altima. With blind spot warning and up to 270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Choose Altima with 0% financing for up to 72 months and get up to $1,000 bonus cash. Bonus cash ends June 30th. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Nissan, innovation that excites.
Clear, concise, and direct news talk with Bruce DuPort. Weekdays at 10 a.m. on News Channel 8.
And welcome back to the forum. Thank you so much for joining us. Tom Moorhead, the CEO and founder of BMW Sterling and Rolls-Royce, and Lance Lundman, founder of Carolina Kitchen. Welcome back. If you had, and this thing you call privilege, and privilege is a rare thing, because everyone has had it at some point in their lives. But if you had to impart, for some young person listening to the show today, who wants to not just ride around in a luxury car. You know, people dream of riding around in a Rolls Royce. I heard Adine say to you early on that she wants to get a Rolls Royce because I guess you have one out front. And you said, I can sell you that one. But I don't want to ride around in a Rolls Royce. I'd rather own it. What lesson can you impart to someone listening today? What you had to do early on in your life, whether it was in school, whether it was listening to your parents, that set you up to become the person that you are today in this privileged class?
I think more than anything else was my grandfather. And what he instilled in me when I was very young was to not just be a consumer of the product, but to really look at trying to own the product. And that's what's happening to us today. What we're trying to do, certainly in the automotive industry, as well as the hospitality industry, is own those franchises. Primarily because what we're going to see very shortly, in about 20 to 25 years, we're going to see a fundamental shift in this country. And that shift is going to mean that diversity, for the most part, is going to have a lot more consumers out there who look like us. We need to not only be just the consumers of the product, but we need to be able to sell to those individuals as well. That's what has driven me over the years. So, being the chair of our National Association of Minority Automobile Dealers, I have been pushing real hard to try and get the industry to recognize the fact that we need to have more people who look like Tom Moorhead and the young gentleman here who actually own a great franchise in the Carolina Chicken franchise. That's what we need. That's what it's all about.
You know, I'm not dropping names here, it's just leading in your story. I had lunch with Oprah in Chicago during the early days when I was executive director of our foundation. And she took me to lunch at a restaurant, and the place was packed. And I said, wow, this is the kind of business that I want to be in. And she gave me some sage advice. She said, this place is packed, and with my name, I'm losing money. She said, this is the toughest business you could ever go into, and I advise you to stay away from it, because most of us fail.
Right.
How did you succeed? Oprah couldn't make it work. She made it work in TV. How did Lance London make it work? What's the secret?
Well, sometimes I ask myself that, but I know it's my passion, my belief, not only in the industry itself, but in myself. You with me? And you said we're privileged, but it's a lot of hard work. You know, I cut out pictures of people in the industry I wanted to be like, and I read and researched them. And when I got into the industry, I realized it was a void for Southern cuisine. It was Asian restaurants, Italian restaurants, but Southern cuisine, it just wasn't anything out there like it. And I figured I'm going to be the Oprah Winfrey of Southern cuisine restaurants, or the restaurant industry, if you will. So when I got into it, I just decided to be the best restaurant in that sector, and ultimately try to become the best restaurant in the country. Now I will say this to you: since I've been in the industry, it hasn't been easy. You know, I have had some challenges, but like you said, customer service, and my thing is marketing. I love marketing. If you're not marketing your business, you're not in business. And a lot of people out here, they get in business not really knowing the industry, like the restaurant business, because they're a celebrity and think, I'm gonna get into the industry. Because they're a chef and they can turn an orange into an eagle, they get into the restaurant industry. But it's a business first. You know, you gotta understand marketing. You gotta understand how to develop people. You know, I'm a national motivational speaker, so I come in and I talk to my staff each and every day and teach and train them. You know what, you don't work for me, I work for you. I work to keep the lights on. I work to show you that if I can do it, you can too. So that's my motivation to keep me on top.
And this is probably my most important question to you. Because as privileged as we are in the class, our wealth, our businesses don't fulfill us. There's something else that complete us. And when it's not the business, what is it that sustains you internally and gives you your real foundation?
Well, you know, I always talk about what makes me successful, and I can only speak for myself. I look at three things, and it's just like crystal balls. If you're juggling crystal balls and you drop one and it shatters, you can't pick it up and put it back together. So I have three foundations. That is my family, my religion, and my business. If I can keep those in balance, that's what keeps Tom Moorhead going. It's those key ingredients that I use every day when I get up that I try to keep in balance. That's what makes me successful, along with God above.
There you go.
What about the importance of character and ethics?
Very important.
Oh, sure.
It's funny you said that. I talk about it all the time. I don't even like to deal with anyone that doesn't have ethics. See, some people don't understand. The same people you meet going up and me coming back down. And if you don't have integrity and have character, that's one of the fundamental keys to personal success. So I try to teach it. Very important to have character and have some type of understanding for myself as it relates to dealing with people. And I also tell people the same person I am today was the same person I was when I was broke. And when I become a billionaire, you with me, I'm gonna be the same exact person. And
Well, you won't be the same, but that's okay.
well, my bank account will be different, but I'm gonna stay the same. And truly, it's not just about money either, because through helping other people get what they want, you get what you want. So it's about helping others.
But you can't help them unless you got a little extra money. It's not enough to make enough money. To help people, you gotta have that little extra. Like in extraordinary, you got ordinary. But if you want to be extraordinary, you gotta have a little extra money. There's nothing wrong with it.
It just helps make things a little easier.
You're absolutely right.
Just a little, and I want to say this before Ambassador Audrey Marks joins us, who's a former ambassador from Jamaica to the United States, who's an extraordinary international businessman. I'm a tough boss. There's no question about it. But there's one thing that any employee will tell you that has ever worked for me. They've never ever had a problem getting their paycheck. When I couldn't get paid, people get paid. Some bosses like to sacrifice their employees. When you pay people, they'll respect you and they trust you that business is going to run. And you got to meet your payroll. Because once that payroll is disrupted, you lose all confidence in your employees. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Brian Gary. It's amazing how much there is to know about replacement windows. Today we're learning a lot, talking to Kyle Isaacs of Renewal by Anderson. First, let's talk about the materials your windows are made of. It's amazing engineering.
It really is. Anderson researched and developed our Fibrix composite material for 30 years. Because of that, Fibrix has the strength and beauty of a wood window without the maintenance of a wood window.
So Kyle, what about vinyl windows?
Some vinyl windows have been known to fail. When vinyl windows expand and contract, that's when you get drafts. Our Fibrix composite material is 2 times stronger than vinyl.
I have to say, I've seen a lot of windows, but nothing is as beautiful as your window.
Let me show you some before and after pictures. With this first window, what you see is in essence like 3 mini windows, and now we have 1 very large window. That allows you to get much more light into the home, and also it makes the home look beautiful. In this picture, by removing the window and putting in a patio door, we've completely changed the functionality of the home. And this is my absolute favorite. Here we have 2 windows that have been replaced with a beautiful box bay. We've completely transformed the home with this amazing product.
Kyle, with some home improvement contractors, there's that middleman to deal with. With you, there's no middleman.
Right, and that means if there ever is an issue, you're not chasing down the manufacturer or chasing down the installer. We are the manufacturer and we are the installer. So no matter what happens, we're going to take care of it.
I know you take a lot of pride in your installers.
We really do. Our installers are true craftsmen, and they are so skilled that many of our installations can be done in just 1 day.
That's great, Kyle, thanks. For a very limited time, Renewal by Anderson has a special offer for local homeowners. Buy 1 window or patio door and your next window or patio door is 40% off. They have incredible financing, no money down, no payments, and no interest for a year.
Call to schedule your free window diagnosis. 1-800-697-0100.
Stay connected with News Channel 8 on Facebook and Twitter anytime, anywhere.
We're back with Thomas Moorhead and Lance London, and I encourage people to go to Carolina Kitchen, because I eat there. I encourage you to go to BMW and Rolls Royce. I'm not one that love fancy cars, but everybody in my family loves them. I get kind of uneasy riding in fancy cars. I don't know what it is, but you know what? There are a lot of people out there who have no problem riding them. Okay, so you got your demographic. Ambassador Marks, welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us. You've been an extraordinarily successful businesswoman in Jamaica. Tell us about some of the businesses that you built, and what your thoughts on listening to this very privileged panel.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. It's always a pleasure to be here in Washington, D.C., and always good to share with you. I've been called a serial entrepreneur, and that is because I think from very early I realized this is something that I enjoy doing, having an idea and taking it from idea stage to execution. So I've done businesses in the area of real estate, manufacturing, entertainment, And my latest business, which is not so late because it's going on 20 years now, is in the financial services. It's an online payment system called Paymaster in Jamaica. And basically what we do is allow persons to have the convenience to pay either from their computer at home or from anywhere they normally would go to do business, in a supermarket or gas station. Just convenience to do what you normally would like to do, but would have to travel a distance to a commercial office to get done. So that's the idea behind Paymaster.
So, how important is it, the international business market? Because the kind of businesses that you're in cross the waters, Tom.
Well, for us, it's very key. When you look at the fact that, for example, we have one of the largest plants that produce BMWs in the world right here in the United States. That's so key because we can get product faster, we can get our product to our customers faster, we can also get parts and services to them. So having those outlets that are close to us is a lifesaver for us in terms of being able to provide the best possible service that we can to our clients.
And he's also in the hospitality industry. He owns many hotels across the country.
But we will need to speak because Jamaica is the tourism center of the Caribbean.
That's true.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, so we will need to speak some more. You need to be in Jamaica also.
Yes.
What is it that you like about the U.S. market?
Well, clearly it's the largest market on our side of the world, being here in the Caribbean. And Jamaica has a large diaspora, over 3 million persons of Jamaican descent, or either born in Jamaica or their children born here but of Jamaican parents. So and there is a natural affinity for things Jamaican in this market. And so it is, and we're for most places we're about 1.5 hours to 3 hours away. So it's easy logistically. We're the U.S. third border. So, it's easy to reach, and there is an affinity for services and products between both markets. So it is a natural market.
I noticed on Lance's Carolina Kitchen menu, they dabble in jerk chicken. The Jamaicans are the kings.
I went to Jamaica for the very first time, and I was there for a whole week. And I'm sitting here telling you, every person I met, I said, "Who makes the best jerk chicken?" And they told me somebody called the Rasta Man. I searched the whole island, and I finally found him. And I paid him $300 to give me the recipe, so I haven't used it yet.
But I'll come and try it. I'll tell you whether or not you have gotten it right.
Oh, it's incredible. Jerk chicken over there.
How can someone who's hearing about Sterling, BMW, Rolls Royce for the first time, how can they find you on the website and access you?
Well, for us, if you just go to bmwsterling.com, you will pick us up across the country. If you go to Rolls-Royce-Mini.com, you'll pick us up there as well. Harley-Davidson of Washington, D.C., you'll pick us up there.
These are serial entrepreneurs. And you have a website?
Yeah, www.thecarolinakitchen.com. And I'm opening up a brand new restaurant in Brandywine, right in Brandywine Crossing Shopping Center, right near Waldorf. Beautiful shopping center. We'll be opening up in the fall.
I don't want to embarrass the ambassador because I do know a lot about the ambassador. My family and I have visited Jamaica as her guest, and I will tell you, when we mention her name, you know what people say is common. She will be the first billionaire business owner in Jamaica woman. That is just...
I receive it. Thank you.
I'm telling you, you are really sitting today and watching the privileged class of entrepreneurs because they are willing to build families, build businesses, know that their employees are the boss, and enhance their services not every year, but every week if necessary.
Absolutely.
And we salute this privileged class. You want to be like this privileged class. These are the new role models of the world. Get to know them. We'll be right back with whatever we're doing when we come back.
Just before retirement, I had that uh-oh moment. It is not a great feeling. I worked hard, I saved money, but then I realized I wasn't going to have enough.
If you're age 62 or older and facing a financial gap, your home's equity could provide greater financial independence. With recent changes to reverse mortgages, it's more important than ever to make a decision based on current facts rather than outdated information. If you think you know everything there is to know about reverse mortgages, the truth is, you probably don't.
And I have to admit, I was skeptical at first based on what I thought I knew, but then I realized how misinformed I really was.
Many people are surprised to learn that today's reverse mortgages have been redesigned and can provide greater help to consumers. As a result, they can be an effective option to help fund the retirement you want. Call Reverse Mortgage Funding today for a free copy of Closing the Gap. It has the most current information about new products, including those designed to help you extend your retirement funds or to purchase a new home.
My reverse mortgage gave me the benefits of a home equity line of credit without the monthly loan payments, and they made the process really easy.
Retirement and retirees have changed, and so have reverse mortgages. You owe it to yourself to see how today's reverse mortgages are meeting the needs of a new retirement generation. To find out how, call Reverse Mortgage Funding now and get the facts.
We based our decision on current information, not hearsay, which was really a smart move for us. It changed our entire retirement outlook.
Call toll-free 1-877-288-3491 for your free copy of Closing the Gap. There's no obligation, so call 1-877-288-3491 today. That's 1-877-288-3491. Loan terms and conditions apply. Visit reverseminded.com for details.
Stay connected with News Channel 8 on Facebook and Twitter anytime, anywhere.
My name is Janice Wing. In December 1991, I came to this country with no money. I had only one talent, that's work to do nail. That talent led me to buy a nail salon in McLean, Virginia. It's called Janice Nail Palace and Nail Magic. In 2011, I received the Business and Community Award for fulfilling a medical dream. I hope you will come and let us pamper you.
And let us pamper you. Tom Moorhead, Ambassador Marks, Lance London. I just say, as an entrepreneur, I'm just so proud of what you all do and continue to do it because you are the only thing that can save these communities and ultimately save the world. Good day, everybody. Entrepreneurship. That's what it is.
The views and opinions expressed in this program do not reflect or represent those of this station.
If you've been struggling with chronic back or knee pain, you need to hear this message. Stop suffering. Dealing with back or knee pain can sometimes lead to injections, daily doses of pain medication, and even surgery, which can